We're people, like you, trying to figure out this thing called life. Let's try to balance asking big questions with humility and respect. And let's take casual debates way too seriously. We're not pretending to be experts or professionals of anything, besides maybe some professional goofballs. Don't take our word for gospel, although we're going to talk about that too. We're going to poke some bears. If you're easily offended, crack open a cold one and remember to chill the hell out.
In the first episode, I did not do a very good job of introducing my guest. His name is Wilhelm. And so, going off some tips that I got, I'm going to introduce my guest. So, without further ado, my guest today, my good buddy, Connor. Me and Connor go back probably what, like
Back in the
2024?
day, baby. Back in the day.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
We met
2014?
2014. Yeah, so 11 years.
Yeah.
We met playing GTA 5 and yeah, just kind of became really close good buddies from there. And
Yeah.
the reason that I have Connor on today is Connor has been producing music. He's made songs before. He was rapping for a little while. I don't think you're rapping. All I saw the other day that you sent me was just like instrumentals and stuff. But
Yeah.
Connor's a content creator. Back in our GTA days, Connor made some goofy GTA videos and we made music videos and stuff like that. Had a blast doing it. So, hey, let the audience know a little bit about you, Connor.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. No, I mean, I think you started it out good, man. We used to do, Bryce and I, we started talking back in the day. He was right. He hit the fucking nail on the hammer right there. I can swear on here, right? Is that a problem?
No, yeah, you can swear.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
We
Yeah. I
try
wasn't
we
sure.
try to keep it as clean as possible, but
No,
obviously, I
yeah, yeah.
mean, we're people. We're humans, man. We
Yeah, I'm not
bust.
saying,
Like
yeah, I'm not going to
this
say
is the
any
real
stupid
world.
shit. No, I'm not going to say any dumb shit. No, yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, I think Bryce was right. I mean, we met back in 2014 on Xbox. I used to have a YouTube channel back in the day. I was like 17, 18, and I had like a YouTube channel where I was doing like gaming stuff. And we play GTA, we play all kinds of shit. Me, like Bryce was like one of the number one people that helped me play that, so it was fun. And he enjoyed doing it because like Bryce just enjoyed like having that structure of YouTube and just like doing fun shit with me. So we did that a lot, so that was fun. So I have like a little experience of like doing creative stuff with YouTube and like Photoshop and all that. So I did that for a good 5, 6 years of my life, and that YouTube channel was pretty successful. Um, I got like up to like
Yeah,
a
it
thousand
was.
subscribers. Yeah, I think we had a lot of fun doing that. And Bryce kind
We
of
did.
got to meet a lot of my local close friends because a lot of the people I played Xbox with were like, people from high school and people in my family. So like Bryce would play with me when I was playing with them, and he'd also like get to know that side of my family. So, fast forward a little bit into the future, me and Bryce like met in person, and then like then he got to meet like a couple of my buddies. Like we had a friend, Matt. He's a good friend of mine that Bryce would play on Xbox with. And then like he actually get to meet him on in person, and then we just kind of like hit it off. So that was fun. And then I actually had a podcast back during like the COVID era with my couple of my buddies. It was called Sorry I've Been Drinking, and it was a podcast that's full of shit, dude. So when you sent me your podcast, and it was like that chill vibe, and I saw the beers on like the logo. I was like, dude,
Yeah,
reminds me of the old podcast we used to do. So yeah, so
yeah,
definitely, yeah, I was rapping too back in high school, so I understood music a little bit. And not recently, I just been bored, dude. So I just finished school, I just finished grad school, so I've been bored. So making beats, I've been doing that recently because I was like, all right, I need a little project on the side because I don't have like school anymore. So I'm like, all right, I got to get that going. And the funny thing, when I listened to your first podcast, you guys were talking about cybersecurity. I just got my master's degree in cybersecurity, so
oh no.
yeah. And I actually work in cybersecurity, like at the moment, like 3 years deep. So you guys are talking about. I was like, oh, this is gonna be fun, dude. The next podcast I'm on.
Oh man, hopefully I didn't scare you, and I hope AI
Nah,
doesn't take over your job. But
dude, I died laughing at that. And it's funny that you brought that up because for my capstone, for like my final project I do back in the beginning of May, one of the guys, so like we had like separate groups, right? So there was probably about like 9, 10 people in that class. And one of the groups that some of the, like we were in groups of three, and one of the groups that was in my class, they had to do a project on AI in cybersecurity and like how it helps cybersecurity professionals. I can definitely tell you right now from working in the field, no one's job is getting lost anytime
Yeah,
soon.
that's
Like
good. That's good.
AI is definitely not taking over anyone's job. AI is built to help people with their jobs, but we'll be dead by the time AI takes people's jobs. Like we'll be
Okay.
totally dead. You know what I mean? And what's
All
funny
right.
about that
Yeah, that's
one that
good. That's good.
yeah, it is good. It is good. And it's funny. I'm sorry. I don't mean to ramble, but what's funny about that one project I was telling you about from that one group, part of their job was to test AI to see how familiar it was with cybersecurity analysts, like their responsibilities. AI could probably maybe do 15% of it, like a professional's job. So that was the point of that guy's capstone. He needed to, like, they used AI to help them, like, with, like, like looking at social media things, or like they would look up keywords and they'd have like that's what cybersecurity guys do. They look up keywords to look for threats, right, on social media, the dark web. So they implemented an AI system to do what a cybersecurity professional could do, and the AI needed so much handholding, dude. It wasn't even funny. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So
So, and
cool.
it's but it's
I'll
scary.
tell my buddy Quentin that, and I'll give him a little bit of assurance that he's not wasting his time because AI isn't
Honestly,
taking over that career field
don't
anytime
tell him.
soon.
Don't tell him. Just let
Just
him. Don't tell
just
him.
fear monger him, bro. I
Just let
don't
him
know. Did
think,
you see what
dude.
Elon was doing, man?
Just let him think it's happening, dude. It's funny.
Yeah.
Because honestly, it's scary. Like, it's so scary. So when I heard you guys talking about that, I died laughing because I was like, it is fucking scary, dude. You
Yeah.
know, 'cause AI is so like it's so advanced now. Like every week, it's getting more and more advanced. It's meant to help, but it's programmed by tech people. You know what I mean? Like AI has a
Right.
behavior, AI has its own patterns. So like it has its own behavior based on the people making it. You know what I mean? So the only
Absolutely.
time AI would take over the world is if someone programmed it to. I guess. Like I think we'll be so dead by the time AI is taking over
Yeah.
cybersecurity.
Well,
Like
I
we use
mean,
AI daily.
yeah, my thing is more just like kind of blowing up, and just kind of exaggerating a little bit, trying to find a little bit of humor in it. But because I mean, like,
Oh, dude, it was funny.
but there are some fields that have been heavily affected by AI, like graphic design. That design,
Yeah,
the my logo, I made that with ChatGPT.
sure.
And I went to Canva, and then I'd send it to ChatGPT, and like the little cartoon figures, ChatGPT completely made that for me. I had to make a couple edits on Paint 3D, like go in there and like
Oh yeah,
change
dude,
some
classic.
pixels just so
Hell yeah.
just so when I painted it, filled it in, like it didn't paint the whole thing. Like I had to draw some outlines and everything. So I mean, I had to do a couple things to it, but I mean, for the most part, ChatGPT nailed exactly what I wanted. I was like, I want a fire figure and a water figure. Make it for me. And it's like, boom, here you go. And I was
Dude, it's
like,
so
all right,
good at
sweet.
it.
I was like, put them in a chair now, and it put them in a chair, and I was like, cool. And then I was like, put lemonades in their hand, and it like put like yellow drink in their hand with like a little lemon
Yeah,
on the
dude.
side and a straw, and I was like, oh, that's fire. And then like I was thinking about, I was like, nah, screw the lemonade. I was like, put a koozie in their hand, put a can with the koozie in their
Yeah.
hand, and then it was like, I got you. So it did the can with the koozie and everything, but that whole thing, I mean, I didn't have to go pay hundreds of dollars for some
Mm-hmm.
graphic designer. And I mean, some people
Mm-hmm.
be like, "Oh, we can tell that you made it and it wasn't made
Mm-hmm.
by a professional."
Oh, of
But at
course,
the
of
same time, I'm
course.
like, dude, I like it. I like my logo. And I can take pride and confidence in knowing that I made it. Like it
Mm-hmm.
feels more special and more genuine for me. But I mean, like, I feel like there are fields that are being heavily affected by AI today. And then people get this like fear monger scare with like, it's coming for your jobs kind of thing. So my thing is more of just like satirical or satirical humor, like, oh, the AI is gonna take your cybersecurity
No, that's
job.
why
But
I died laughing.
yeah,
That's why I found it hilarious. I I kind
yeah,
of look at it as like Uber's taking over taxi cabs, right? Like Ubers weren't AI, but Ubers are a more efficient thing than taxi cabs. Are taxi cabs still a thing? Yeah, probably in New York and fucking Chicago or whatever, big cities. But however, like I look at AI as like Uber. It's not there to take it's not trying to take other people's jobs, but it's there to advance into new careers. It's supposed to build pathways and open doors for better careers. People who do Uber make probably way more
absolutely.
money than taxi cabs make. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how
Oh,
I look at it.
absolutely.
But dude, it's funny because before I got into cybersecurity, I was like, dude, AI was like an inkling of a thing, right? And I was like, oh, dude, we're fucked. I'm like, we're screwed. We're all dead. Like we're dying. Like that's what's happening. I was like, we're dying.
It's
Like
over.
the world's over.
Yeah.
But when you work with it and you use we use it every day at work, and it's there. It's programmed to help us do things when we're not around, like when we're not there. So it's
Yeah.
basically think of it as like a creative. It's an intern for professionals. You know what I mean? It's like
Okay.
getting like some companies have interns and stuff like that. It's like it's
Right.
like there to be like a helping hand. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And it's only as egregious as you make it. Depending how you
It's
program it,
it's
it's
the
only
night
as
shift. The
it
night
is. Yeah,
shift, you
yeah,
know. Like,
it's that
okay,
12 to
like
7.
since people can't be on the security, like cybersecurity, like their shift of monitoring XYZ from 9 to 5 and then 5 to midnight or whatever. Like we'll
Oh
put
yeah, dude.
cyber or the AI, we'll put the AI on the midnight shift. He can monitor like
Oh
the
yeah,
less
dude. Yeah, we
traffic
don't we
hours.
don't we don't gotta pay him nothing, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
You know
No,
what I
but
mean?
speaking of Uber, bro, have you seen those videos of the AI driven cars, like the smart cars? And like
Yeah, dude. I've seen
and
that.
that's like people are like, oh, the cars are taking over Uber now. AI is taking over Uber now too. And then those cars, you see the videos of them like malfunctioning and just
Yeah,
spiraling
dude. They're
around
just
like
doing
roundabouts
donuts.
for
They're
hours.
just
Yeah.
doing donuts in the parking lot for no reason, dude. Dude, that shit's
I
stupid,
crack
dude.
that. That would be so scary to be like locked in that crap though. I've seen videos where people are like they're like on the phone with Uber or whatever, and they're like, the car's going out of hand. The guy's like, oh, well, yeah, give me a second. He's like, dude, like, the car's going like 50 miles an hour just around like a speed bump. Just like, "Ooh," and he's just like,
But dude,
no, dude, like, get me the hell out of here. Like, I'm locked in the car. And he's
yeah.
like, hold on. Let me get in I gotta get into the back system real quick or whatever it is. And he's like, I'm just like, man, I ain't getting in no car without a human driver. Like, human
Nah, man,
drivers are
give me it.
crazy.
Yeah.
But
Fuck
I ain't
that, dude.
trusting no
I'd rather sit
robot
in
to
the street
drive me.
and thumb it, bro. I'll thumb it. I'll hitchhike. I'm not doing one of those things. That shit's scary, dude. That's one of those. That's just one of those things, dude. Where like companies trying to save money, bro. Like, but like you only see that shit in like L.A. I feel like L.A. is
Oh
the only
yeah,
city you like do that because L.A.'s dumb. No offense to anyone living in
yeah.
L.A. I can't say that I've never been there, but come on, dude. Like that, you never see that shit in like you don't see that in Boston. You don't see that shit in
No,
like you don't see that in Carolina, dude. That's just stupid
yeah.
shit. That's
I
just
know.
companies testing shit out, dude. And dude, it's so dumb. I see that. It's like electric scooters,
Yeah,
bro. Like those are cool. I'd rather take an electric scooter. I don't care. I'll
yeah.
hitchhike. I'll
So
hitchhike, dude.
for sure. So we'll backtrack a little bit, but kind of off the train of thought of me wanting to create the logo for my channel. Connor and I were talking the other day. He sent me his YouTube channel, which I'll link for y'all to come check out also. I was looking at his videos and the instrumentals, and I had the idea for my disclaimer. I'm gonna have eventually somebody, hopefully like Luke Combs or Brandon Lake or somebody that I, you know, really like their music. Hopefully I could have somebody like that read it and just have that like no homo, like their beautiful voice on there reading the
No,
disclaimer. But
two
but
percent gay, dude. Just 2%. It's
yeah,
no big
just
deal.
two, just two.
Just two.
It's like skim milk gay. But but, but yeah, so Connor, I was listening to his beats and everything, and at the same time, I was just doing an AI voiceover for my disclaimer, and
Which, by the way, that
I was
AI
talking to,
voice sounded pretty good, though. I'm not gonna lie. It
okay,
sounded professional. I actually like that.
okay, okay, cool, thank you. I was listening to the AI voice over, and I was listening to your beats, and I was like, why don't I just like layer these things? So then I reached out to Connor, and I was like, hey, would you want to produce a beat for me, for the podcast, kind of like the intro to Joe Rogan, how he has that song and his logo's like spinning and everything. And then he has Nick Diaz with his line about Joe Rogan all day or whatever. And then also, I took some inspiration from my disclaimer from the Pat McAfee podcast. He has a really goofy disclaimer, and Lou Holtz reads it. And basically, something along the lines of like, we're going to cuss on this show. That's how the real world works. That's how real humans talk.
Yep.
We're gonna, this is purely for comedic relief, although we are trying to put out some information. Like, we just people take everything too serious. Like we want to joke about stuff and
Agreed.
like, but also put out some information at the same time. And then at the end, it's like, don't sue us. But Lou Holtz, great Notre Dame head coach, and then he came actually to South Carolina and head coach Carolina for a little while there before Spurrier came and took over and kind of rocket boosted the program. But Lou Holtz has like this iconic voice, and I can't even mimic it, but it's just like if you like can picture like the littlest grandpa, just like probably like just imagine like a 5'6" grandpa with a lisp reading like 80 something years old reading this disclaimer. It's like don't take anything we say too seriously. Like it's
Yeah.
so funny.
Dip in his mouth, dude.
So
He's got a bottom lip full of mulch, dude. Just yeah, dude. You
yeah,
gotta do like some Morgan Freeman. That'd be Morgan Freeman doing that shit. That'd be nice, dude. I'll fall asleep
yeah.
to that guy's voice too, dude.
I feel like that'd be too expensive,
Nah, we
but
can AI it, dude.
maybe
It's all
not.
good, dude. They're making Drake songs for AI. Come on, we can do Morgan. We can do
No,
Morgan
dude,
Freeman.
that's the thing. Like I don't want to do that though. Like, yeah, I could easily find like some like Luke Combs AI voiceover or something like that, but I kind of want to stick to like, dude, that's his voice. Like that's something special to him. I want his permission to use his voice, and I want him to read it if I ever get to that point one day or something like that. Like I would never want to be like kind of like masking somebody like putting them out when like don't have their permission, don't have their consent. I think that's just like I think it's so messed up. And
I
yeah, I
respect
mean,
that. I
absolutely,
respect that.
you could do it, but no, I just me personally, like I don't want to do that. Like that's something that's special and unique to him, and
Yeah.
I want it to be special and unique to him, and or whoever, her or whatever. Like I've seen Taylor Swift and Billie Eilish AI covers and stuff like that. Like, but but yeah. So I was talking to Connor, and Connor's like, "Heck yeah, man! Like, what kind of beat do you want me to make?" So I was giving him some ideas, and we were talking about it. And then I had the idea. I was like, why don't we just make the podcast? Like, why don't we just do this for a podcast episode? Like, just shoot the shit, have some conversation,
Hell
joke
yeah.
around, and maybe you can produce a beat while we talk. And I mean, if you get, I'll just let you focus sometimes, and I'll ramble and BS and let you
Yeah.
focus on what you got to do. And so
It'll kind of
without
be like a
without
tutorial.
yeah, exactly. So if you guys are interested in making your own beats or something like that, like pay close attention. If you guys are interested in music, pay attention. You guys might take something away and learn from this.
Hell yeah, I like to
So yeah.
think I'm a good teacher. You know what I mean? I like to drink, but like I do things better when I'm drinking. I'm not gonna lie to you. I got through half my master's degree drunk. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's how I did it. Yeah, no, I have it up right now. I dabbled a little bit with something recently, just like just making just like an intro beat to the podcast. I like doing shit like that. You know what I mean? I like helping out friends. I like doing stuff with friends. I mean, I kind of owe it to Bryce because back when I was doing the old like YouTube stuff back in the day, he was always there to help me make content. So a lot of the content I used to create back then, it was fun for me back then. I don't regret it. I love it. I still have some of those videos saved. But like, without those people like Bryce, I wouldn't have done it. So I feel like I owe it to Bryce to give him some content back. You
Man,
dig?
you don't owe me nothing. Everything I ever did for you is just out of the goodness of my heart, man. I don't
The
ever feel like you owe
kindness
me
you
nothing.
are,
But
dude. Will you fucking love me, bro? I love you,
hey,
bro. Dude, I
I love
love
you,
you,
man.
bro.
I love you, man.
Dude, let me get
I
another
love
beer,
you.
dude. Let me get another beer. Let me pop this in real quick.
Oh,
Hold on, I'll
oh
be right
man.
back. Dude, yeah, I'm gonna get a brewski real
Oh, I'm gonna pause it. I'm gonna grab one too.
quick. Cheers, baby.
Yeah, man. Cheers.
Cheers, my boy. I got Bush Light in this cup.
Um, I
What
got
happened,
East
Bryce?
Rock Amber Lager.
Oh man, someone's lagging. Is it
It's the
me?
first time I've had this. Pretty good. And Connor froze up.
I put it in a red solo cup. I'm not Toby Keith, but like also at the end of the day, I put it in a red solo cup because something about drinking beers out of a red solo cup just reminds me of Toby Keith. I don't know. Probably 'cause it's a red fucking solo
Oh
cup.
yeah.
That's why.
Red Solo Cup.
Yeah, there you
I
go. All right,
fill
this is my
you up.
boy.
Let's
See,
have a party.
we're having a party right
Dude,
now, bro.
Toby
Let's be
Keith's the
honest.
man. Toby Keith's the man. But so y'all missed it. Connor and I came back, we toasted, and then AI heard Connor talking shit about him, so they DDoSed Connor and they took him offline. So we had to wait for we had to wait for the AI attack to be over for Connor to
Yeah,
reconnect with us.
America
So
blackballed me. They blackballed me like Edward Snowden, dude. I got blackballed. I got screwed up.
so
I'm running on my hotspot right now because my Wi-Fi is being a pain in the ass. I texted my downstairs neighbor to see if she'll let me use her Wi-Fi because her Wi-Fi is sometimes better than mine.
all right, so AI was still on its attack and forced Connor to go get some sunlight. So
I had to change around, dude. AI's fucking. I'm getting DDoSed after exposing AI for what it really is. You know what I mean? Low key, AI is actually taking over people's jobs, and I expose them. They don't want me.
dude,
To, they don't want me to. I
AI
lied.
got mad. AI was attacking you. You had to go to the only place AI wasn't. That's nature
Yeah,
outside.
dude. What we're doing? Dude, we're troubleshooting, bro. All right, that's what we're doing.
We're doing it. We're doing it.
Dude, this is
Taking this
why.
one
This is
step at
probably
a
why
time.
this is going to be the best podcast because you know what? People like flaws. People like people that have flaws. You know what I mean?
People are like, dude, these guys are freaking idiots. Why am I listening to this crap right now?
How does this guy have a master's degree in cybersecurity? All right, perfect.
Let's get it.
All right, why don't you kick us off? Why don't you tell the people where we left off, Ricey?
I have no idea where we're gonna be at when it picks back up. So,
Oh, okay.
but
Yeah, you haven't
yeah.
started
So
yet.
Connor, long story
Oh,
short, we figured out our audio issues, and Connor is about to fire up the magic and the work going on that Connor's performing. So
hell yeah! Show the immersion, baby.
yeah, get immersed in that. Those tracks, those I don't even know what they're called. Yeah, tracks. Look at that. I know what
Yeah,
I'm
you call
talking
them
about.
tracks. Yeah, you know what you're talking about. So this is FL Studio. So all right. So who can hear me good and who can see my screen?
Yeah.
Perfect. So, but you are able to fully see my current screen, right?
Yes. Yes.
Perfect. All right. So this is FL Studio. This is where I make my beats. This is where a lot of major producers do this. And just for the record, I've only been doing this for like a couple months, right? But I've always been pretty acclimated towards music. You know what I mean? For example, I did piano a lot as a kid. I did drums a lot as a kid. The the drums, I played drums for like 7 years. This is what really helped me understand beats and just understand the notes and like the rhythm, So it really helped me figure stuff out. So like for example, right, I have FL Studio up and everything that you see right here is a different track, a different layer. So when Bryce hit me up and was, hey, I'm doing this podcast, I want you to do an intro for me. I said, hell yeah, let's get it done. So after he told me that, I was kind of dabbling with, he gave me what he wanted, right? He told me what he wanted. He told me the kind of sounds he wanted to hear. And, from the best of my ability, I kind of came up with a little bit of a sample, because I wanted to have a low sound so we could hear it. So if he likes what I'm about to play, because I'm about to play what I've already created, and then I'm going to show step by step how I did it. So after I'm done playing it, and if Bryce approves, I'm going to go back and rebuild it for you guys, and it should probably only take like 15, 20 minutes. All right.
Oh yeah.
What do you think about that, Brycey?
Sounds like
All right.
a
So
hell of a plan.
let me play for you what I got so far. Right. I'm gonna play
All
for
right.
you what I got so far. Tell me if there's any issues. Tell me if there's any audio issues. I'm gonna play you what I got so far. You dig?
Okay. Hit
All
it.
right. Let's go. All right. Here we go, folks. So that's all I got so far. I don't know what you think of
No.
that.
Yeah, dude. Dude, I really like it actually.
Yeah, it's not bad, right?
Yeah. So, but my question is, do you have the audio file that I sent you from the voiceover? Do I
All
need
right,
to
so
email you that?
right, no, no. So I do have that. So you did send that to me. I can figure that out myself. I mean, we can figure that like offline, but you did text it to me, right? So I can
Okay.
definitely send that. I can send that to me, right? However, depending on how this, when this track is done, right, when this beat's done, I can build it. So this isn't fully done yet. This is just a little example. I can lower the volume on the sound and the disclaimer will kind of be the highlight, and then this will be behind the disclaimer. Because what is it, like 30-second disclaimer?
Yeah, I think it's like 35 seconds.
Perfect. So I can. This beat itself is 33 seconds. You know what I mean? So,
Okay.
you know what I mean? So this is just what it is right now. I can fade this out too. So like when the disclaimer ends, the beat fades out, right? So like I have all the theatrics behind what I'm gonna do with the audio. We can figure that out like externally. But
Yeah.
I wanted to just show you kind of like what I built so far, right? This is kind of what I did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't know how you felt about it. I don't know. I don't know if you could see yourself with this. I have a couple other sounds I also want to show you. So what I said, I want to rebuild this for you, but I want to see what you thought about this so far.
So I think it picks up a little quick with the banjo. Like that's a very like quick paced banjo. What was I
Hmm.
think that the second instrument that came in was the harmonica and then the fiddle, or the fiddle and then
Yep.
the harmonica. Um
Sure.
One of those was like a little bit slower tempoed. Um and so I'm thinking that maybe starting out with the harmonica and then coming in with the same banjo. Maybe could you like alternate the two?
Yeah, so that's actually a really good question. So right now I have this at 140 right here. I have this at
Hmm.
140 BPM, right? So I can fast pace this in general, right? I can fast pace this at all. So to make the beat sound a little bit more faster. So I can change the BPM stands for beat per minute. So I can change this and it'll make it sound faster. However, I can adjust things. However, the intro's only so long, right? And the beat
Right.
needs to fit that. You know what I mean? So I don't want to make an extended beat that wouldn't fit the disclaimer. I wanted to kind of hit right into it because from my experience with beats, people like when things happen quick, especially in our generation, because everyone has such
Right.
a you know what I mean? Everyone's got ADHD, and everyone is not going to sit here and listen to a 5 minute beat, a 3 minute beat. So sometimes you got to make things quicker. So I try to make this as quick as possible so it can hit right behind the disclaimer, so it's not like some long ass intro. Feel me?
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I can dissect it for you, right? So I can dissect all this for you, right? So if you wanted me to, right, I can mute all this, right? And I can show you what I have here, right? So let me mute all this. So all this is muted. And now I just have, so now I just have like the melody, right? So this is the melody. This is the first melody that I found, right?
Okay.
And when I play it again, this is all you hear. So that's just the banjo, right? So
Right.
that's just the banjo. Now if I mute this and I show you what I have langer it, right? Because the banjo only hits a fourth note right here. So what I had right here is 1/4 of a note, right? So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then
All right. So that's the fiddle there, right?
yeah, you hear that?
I do. Okay.
I don't know. That sound. I like that. I like that sound. So it's all about layering. You know what I mean? You like to
Yeah,
add different
absolutely.
layers. It's ear candy. You know what I mean?
For
So
sure.
so right here, this is like an eighth note, right? So when I counted it, you know what I mean? This first, if I zoom in a little bit, you can see this little line
Right.
right here. So this from here is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then right here is 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's how you kind of like measure, like just like a melody. And then I'm just kind of building up, right? And then I add like the little, I have the banjo, I add the violin, or what is that, a harmonica? I don't
The
actually know
fiddle.
what the
That's the
what is
fiddle there.
the fiddle. That's what you want. Okay, the fiddle. I'm sorry. Yes, I got the fiddle in that thing, right? And then I got the fiddle. I got the fiddle in
don't
that thing,
don't
right?
fiddle that thing on here,
Yeah,
please.
I'm a fiddle. Oh, Diddy got out of jail. Watch out, dude. I'm gonna be fiddling the hell out of this beat, man. So now, right? So I'm gonna keep the banjo muted still, but I want you to hear it with the fiddle. So I have the hi hat, which is this pattern right here, and I have the snare drum right here, right?
Okay.
So your hi hat is the, and your snare is the, right? So this is what you're gonna hear, right? So that's just the fiddle with the instruments, right? But when you add that banjo to it, it adds that extra consistency, right? Feels pretty good,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it
So,
does.
so if you want me to, I can rebuild this whole thing from scratch, and you and me can go through it, and you can tell me what you want and what you don't want.
No, I mean, dude, to be completely honest with you, I like all that, but I think that I would rather start with like a slow harmonica, just like like almost like a harmonica solo. And like because
Okay.
that banjo, it like you said, like it's 140 beats per minute, like it's
Yeah.
a quarter note in every
Yep.
and everything. So I don't want to start off that abrupt. And I get what you're saying,
Okay.
but like
No.
a
Okay.
lot of
Yeah.
bluegrass music starts out like very just like subtle and like usually just like vocals and maybe like a harmonica or like a very slow banjo and then it picks up.
Of
So
course, brother. I mean, hey, this is your beat, bro. This is for your podcast. You tell me what you want, and I can make it happen. You know what I mean? I'll do it to the best of my ability. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I'm still doing this, but yeah, I'll do it however you want me to. So, for example, right? So, would you want me to layer this with a harmonica as well? So you can see right here. This is the beginning, right? All this. This is the beginning. Notice how there's no layering here. Would you want me to get rid of the banjo in the beginning? You still want the banjo within the beat, right?
Yeah, I absolutely want the banjo.
Okay,
So
perfect.
my question for you here is going to be maybe the listeners have the same question. So each one of these different colors, is that a different instrument?
So for example, like I didn't change the colors on these, but for example, I can change the colors on these. It's I guess for more organization and for like eye candy, I can actually go in and change the names of these, right? So over here is like my patterns. Every pattern, for example, right here, this pattern right here, I should rename this. This is the hi-hat. So for organization purposes, this is your patterns, right? Hi-hat, snare, kick. You have the 808. Everyone know, like the 808 is like that big boom, boom, boom,
Yes.
boom, right? And I just, for the record, I want to add that a lot of my beats are very heavily trap influenced. You know what I mean? I can do beats outside of it, but I love mixing trap with like country southern stuff because that's a big thing right now. Morgan Wallen does it. You see a lot like Bailey Zimmerman doing it, right? It's very new. It's very, in my opinion, it adds a lot of ear candy. But in
Yes.
regards to colors, when I found these melodies, right? These are free melodies that are already built. They're royalty free, and you're allowed to use them part of your beats. They already kind of come with the color. But however, if I want to be more organized, I could change this color. So I'm like, all right, well, I want to see blue. You know what I mean? So I'd be like, all right, now that's blue. You know what I mean?
Okay, so now the
So,
banjo's just blue.
right. So for example, like, tell me what your favorite color is.
Orange, which the
Orange.
fiddle.
Perfect. Perfect. The fiddle right here. So I can make all this orange if you really wanted me to. You know what I mean? And
Okay.
it's not gonna change. It's not gonna change how I do anything. It's more for organization. You know what I mean?
Right.
So see here, I can go in here. I can change everything to orange.
All
Oh,
right.
sorry.
That's cool.
You know what I mean? So let me change everything for orange. Let's do everything orange because you know what? Orange used to be my favorite color too, but now it's blue.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's Brittany's favorite color, blue.
Oh man. Hell yeah. No, she knows what she's doing. She knows what's going on. Yeah, so let me change
So
these up.
what's the red instrument though while you do that?
All right, yeah, that's a good question. So again, remember how I said beats are layers? Remember how you can see that there's different layers here, right?
Yes.
Kind of looks like Minecraft. You played Minecraft before? You know what I mean?
No,
You're
I
kind of
haven't.
building. Oh man, you got to figure your shit out.
Looks
You got
like
to figure that out.
Tetris.
We never actually played.
Maybe I'm older there. No, I
You've
haven't
never
played
played
Minecraft.
Minecraft before,
I
dude? Out of all the
no,
games you ever played in life, never played
dude, I've
Minecraft?
never played Minecraft, but I have seen videos. I'm familiar with Minecraft, so
Right. So kind of think. All right. So think of it as a house, right? Like you're building the house up, right? So that's how I think about it. The house starts with the foundation. Everything's with a foundation. You have your foundation, and you add, you kind of add like your 2x4s, and you add like your floors, and you add the roof, all this stuff, like all this, it all adds up. So everything that's in red right now, right? These are other layers that I added. So for example, let me mute the banjo again. So you heard the fiddle. So I
yes.
changed the melody of the fiddle. So this is how the fiddle sounded. You heard that?
Okay.
That little
Yes.
change?
Yes.
That's good ear candy right there, right? You want it. You
That
don't want
is.
everything to always sound the same. What up, Larry? Larry. All right. That's my neighbor. She's a woman. She's a girl. Ready? Now, if I take this extra different sound, so I have this here. This is a tambourine. So I added a tambourine to it. Ready?
Oh, okay.
You can hear that tambourine?
Yes, I can.
And you can hear that 808 kicking, dude.
I can. Dude, I love the 808. If you want to stretch
The
the
808.
808 out the whole beat, like I'm cool with that.
Oh, trust me, dude. I haven't even gotten started yet, bro. I haven't gotten started yet. So,
Dude,
so I'm
I
just kind
love
of giving you like,
808s. Yeah.
dude, they're so good. Even on like a little southern beat like this, dude, you gotta have an 808, dude.
That
808's just people listen to beats, dude. They want that hard hit and shit. I say this to all my buddies. Everyone loves beats. Everyone loves rap beats. For example, my dad, he was born in the 60s. My dad hates rap, but he loves beats, right? Everyone likes a beat. Everyone just doesn't like rappers. You know what I mean?
yeah,
No one likes certain rappers. You know what I mean? Like people be like, oh, that
right.
beat hits hard, but they don't like the rapper talking about sex, money, and drugs. You dig? You know
Exactly.
what I mean?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
agree with that. That's
So
yeah.
yeah, so I'm just giving you like the little theatrics here. So for example, you said, so you want the banjo to come in at a different level of the beat, right?
Um Either coming at a different level or maybe speed the tempo up later in the banjo. Like start out the banjo maybe a little bit slower tempo, um, and maybe work his way up, or start out with like a harmonica solo or something like that in the beginning. But
Okay.
a little bit more of a build up into it because the banjo comes in really fast and strong. I feel like, and I wanted to kind of mellow in a little bit more there in the beginning.
Sure, of course. Yeah. And the only reason why I did add that is because I wanted to make sure that this beat was like fast and strong for the intro. We only have 30 seconds, right? You know what I mean? And
Sure,
I want the audience, when they listen to that disclaimer, to have that little ear candy in the background and be like, all right, damn, because they're going to be majority listening to the disclaimer. And no one just wants to listen to a bunch of words. But if you have a steady, sturdy beat behind those words, people are more acclimated to listening. You know what I mean? They're more prone to listening, you know? So what we
absolutely.
can do, so what we can do, and that's a common thing with making beats. This is my little beat kit right here, right? So think of this as your Google for making beats, right? So this is what FL Studio has. This is the FL Cloud, where you can come in here and you can change. Oh, sorry. Oh, what happened? My bad.
What are you
Apologize.
doing? Whoa.
I don't know. I have no idea. Hold on.
Don't
I've
pull up
only
your
had two
browser
beer.
history.
I've only had two beer. Oh, you don't want to see that. Mm. Hold on, guys. Beer break. Quick.
I'm doing one too. We're back. More brewskis.
Cheers,
Sipping
baby.
on what we're sipping on.
I can't
Cheers.
see you, but cheers me, baby.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
there you go.
Yup. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. No, I could feel it. I could feel it in my bones, baby. That was a good cheers. That was like that was like cheersing with a coke addict around North Attleboro, dude. These Boston area, dude. They'll cheers you with a rock and a tin can, dude. I'll be out here walking
Oh,
around. They don't even want $20, dude. They want me to cheers. They just want to cheers a thing, dude. They just want to cheers to life, baby. Guys aren't paying taxes. I'm kind of jealous of those guys. Okay. All right. So we left off, right? This is where I'm showing. So as I said, this is the Google for FL Studio. This is where all the snare drums, the instruments, the melodies. This is where you can find what you want to make your music. You know what I mean? So for example, I'm in the discovery section. You can see all this. These are new packs that just came out. Producers drop FL Studio, collaborates with other producers where you can, they drop different packs for free royalty use. You can use all this. These are all packs. Like for example, if I click on this one right here, it's going to open up a bunch of different instruments, and I can go in here and I can see what's in here. You know what I mean? Synths, open hi hats, basses, snare drums. Like, the world is your oyster in this cloud thing. I pay a little extra a month for this. You know what I mean? But it's
yeah,
worth it because you have the tools at your hands. You know what I mean?
for sure.
So
For sure.
for example, you have like, so you can discover things. You have your sounds where you can go in here. Like for example, my last search when I was making this was my tambourine. So I typed in tam, and all these sounds showed up for tambourines. You have packs too. These are all different packs that I've saved or I've seen. And then the star over here is shit I've saved. You know what I mean? This is stuff I've saved. Like packs, I go into sounds. This little star up here shows what I've saved. So I have a plethora of melodies and different sounds to use, to
Yeah.
help me create my product, right? So we're gonna go into sounds, and you did say you wanted a harmonica, right?
Yes.
So let's go back. Let's backtrack real quick. So let's go back to the BPM, right? The beats per minute. So right now we have 140. So let me play just a quick, just so you can hear how this sounds real quick, right? So this is how it sounds at 140. Now, if I go to 150, it's gonna stretch. Everything's gonna stretch out. Ready? It's gonna sound faster. Ready? Now, if I go to
Yes.
160, it's gonna go even faster. Ready? Yes, right. So you can
What if
hear
you
that difference,
okay?
Bryce.
So what if you slow it down instead of speed it
Right,
up? Like go down to like
right.
120.
Perfect. That was my next thing, right? So you're catching on.
Yeah.
So that was the next thing I was gonna say. I said, let's go down to like 120, right? So let's see how this sounds now. And maybe you just might want it slower, right? Just let it play out. Now, does that sound more appetizing, or is that a little too slow?
I like the 120 beats per minute.
Okay,
However, I'm not crazy about the banjo being the opening
perfect. Okay,
instrument.
perfect. So what we're gonna do here? So actually, you know what? Hold on. I want you to hear the default. So 130 is default. I want you to hear 130 first,
Okay.
because for my opinion, 120 sounded too slow. Let's hear 130.
Okay. Yeah. It
Tell me
doesn't
your thought
sound
about
too
that.
much different. I like the 130.
Okay, perfect.
130
Yeah,
and 120, they're both top top choice.
perfect. I'm gonna keep it. Yeah, I'm gonna veto it to 130, and we're not gonna
Okay.
go any slower or any faster than that. Reason why is banjos as the instrument. Banjos are played very fast, right? You know what I mean? So I can
Yeah.
digitally make the banjo sound slower, but when a real person's playing the banjo, banjos are a fast instrument, right? They're plucking very quickly, so you want it
Yes.
to have some sort of quickness to it without being too slow or too fast, right?
Okay.
So what we're gonna do? So I think we'll keep the BPM at 130. What we're gonna do is we're gonna find. You said a harmonica, right?
Yes.
So it's funny you bring up a harmonica. My girlfriend has listened to my beats many times, and she wants me to make a beat with a harmonica. However,
Oh,
however, I haven't really got to that yet. But I know now Bryce has given me the opportunity to do that. You know what I mean?
look at that.
Right? So we're gonna go like loops. So you have different things here, right? So when I search things up, again, it's like the Google for beats and melodies and instruments. You have different genres, so you can pick things, right? You can make filters here. Live music, you can do country, right? You can do anything, regional, EDM, hip hop, all kinds of different things. You
Hold
can
on.
also change.
Slow down a little bit just in case there are people that are on this part here because like before you're just kind of like going through everything. I think that's cool, but now like you're really getting into the nitty
Hmm.
gritty of like when you're searching for a specific instrument and what you're
Sure.
looking for. So yeah, just slow it down a little bit so that people like me can really
I
follow and
got you,
track
bro.
where you're going
Hell
with
yeah.
this.
I got you. Rewind, audience. No, I'm joking. Pause and rewind. No, totally, bro. I got you. Right. So, all right. So this is the Google of FL Studio, and you can go in here, right, and you can search things. Over here, this is the search bar, right? So I typed in harmonica, right? So now it just goes to like random stuff, like trending
Yes.
beats, right? So I typed in harmonica. Did I even spell that right, dude? I don't
I
even know. Whatever.
it's so small. Oh, no,
I think I
H
spelled that
A
right.
R H
Oh,
A
dude.
R.
FL has AI.
It,
Harmonica. Okay, all right, dude, we're good. Okay. So we typed in harmonica correctly into the search bar, and now we have results. So, for example, so now you have different filters here. So you can pick the genre of the harmonica you want to hear because every instrument is different depending on the genre. Hip hop uses it, trap uses it, drill music uses it, soul music does, house, techno, country, rock, whatever. There's different
okay.
types of harmonicas. Anything that's grayed out means that FL Studio doesn't have that because in rock and roll, harmonicas aren't always formally used, but you can always
Right.
still add that in like a different sense. Harmonicas are
Okay.
more southern things, right? So like country,
Yes.
for example, we're going to get to this. Country will probably be our best filter. But going down it, if you want to be more specific, you can search different BPMs, right? So the beat per minutes, because every sound has a different BPM. For example, this first one right here that pops up when I type in harmonica It's just 128 BPM. So the person who made this royalty-free sound, they just made it at 128 BPM. However, when I add it into my deck of music, it's going to go instantly right to 130.
Okay.
Okay. So I have a bunch of different things here. And the instruments, this is a little bit more advanced. We're not going to get into this stuff yet. The keys, a little bit more advanced. We're not going to get into those. However, now if you're looking for certain things like a one-shot harmonica or like a one-shot snare drum or a one-shot 808, you use one shot, right? So it's just a
What does
boom
one
or like a
shot
tss.
mean?
So for example, when a snare drum hits, it goes tss, right? It just goes tss. Or when you hear a bass drum, it goes boom, right? That's one
Okay.
shot, right?
Okay.
So that way you have more creative, you can create it a little differently. When
Yes.
you have a loop, they're already created things that have like a longer stance. For example, these are 15 seconds, 10 seconds, things that are a lot longer, right? Different types of, these are elongated sounds where you can see the difference in these one shots. Some of them are 1 second, 2 second, 1 second. For example, this harmonica, bass G harmonica, as a one shot is going to sound
Yeah.
like this. See that? Or we go to
Okay.
this first one, right? Boom, boom, quick. But now when you go to the loops, they're elongated. For this one, this is a different harmonica, right? This one's 15 seconds. I'm not gonna put the whole 15 seconds, but right. So they're already longer created loops.
Bro, that don't sound like a harmonic. That thing sounds like a
Oh man,
didgeridoo.
oh
That's what
man, it
those
won't
things are
stop.
called, right? Okay.
Stop. Okay, perfect. Sorry,
What's going on? It's
we glitched
chaos.
out, dude. We
We're under
glitched out.
attack.
We're under attack by the Russians, dude. The AI is getting to us, bro. I didn't learn this in school. I didn't learn how to stop this shit. Oh shit, we got a sip of beer. All right, better. Okay, so what we're gonna do right now, right? Because this is the entry level, and I would say I'm still in the entry level area. When finding loops and melodies, right? It's easier to find something that's royalty free, that you can use for anything instead of kind of creating it yourself. I am at the point with my experience with FL Studio where I'm still figuring out how to create my own loops and melodies, but I'm not at the point where I'm comfortable with portraying them yet because I'm still learning that, right?
Okay.
And FL use just so many things you have to learn, but that's the thing I'm learning. So I use other loops and I adjust the sound, adjust the tempo, so I use it to my advantage. But I'm using other loops that are free royalty to use. And anyone out there who is, wants to do FL Studio, trying to make beats, don't worry. Nothing, you're not going to be striked or harmed for using any, FL Studio stuff because this is all, they have a million stuff, a million different sounds for anyone to use. It's royalty free that you can make money off of. All right.
Cool.
So we're going to get into the meat and potatoes here. So we're going to find a harmonica that Bryce likes, right? We're going to find something that he thinks sounds good for an intro. So we're just gonna scroll, through things. Live music, country, Bryce, if you agree with
Yeah.
me on this,
Yeah.
country would probably be the best, right? To find
Absolutely.
use that as a filter, right?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. So we're gonna use that as a filter. So now it searches, now it's changing. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go through, oh, excuse me, bro, that's not Bush Latte. Oh man. We're gonna go through and we're gonna see what Bryce likes, and we're gonna try to implement that into this beat, right? So we already listened to this one. Let's do this one. All right.
No.
Right. Now I also want to add for the record that we want to find the right harmonica for this beat. This is a more up-tempo beat, and we have a banjo, we have a fiddle, and usually when there's a banjo and a fiddle, things sound a little bit more happy, right? So we don't want a sad beat, right? We don't want a sad harmonica. So we want to find something that's
Right.
upbeat, right? Ooh, that was pretty
Yeah,
cool.
I kind of like that.
Okay, see what we can do with this. Let's add this in here. Oh, 1 second. Hold on. I have to organize some things real quick, Bryce. Uno
All right.
momento. Wow, we are going to delete this. We are
So,
deleting that.
quick question for you while you're doing this, if you can multitask. If
Sure.
not, no problem. But
Of course.
what really like inspired you to make beats and get back into this? Just having
Um,
the free time? Like what made you what do you think about music? Like when did you know that you kind of had this like passion for music and gift for music and stuff?
Funny that you actually said that, dude. That's a really good question. As I already said earlier, like I've always been like musically inclined. Like I've always loved music for its roots, like the foundation of songs. Like I catch myself with a lot of music in my entire life, just always listening to the instrumentals and not actually listening to the lyrics. Like for example, me and my girlfriend were listening to a song the other day, and she goes, "You've been listening to the song. You always have this song on, but you still don't know the words." And I was like, "You're right. I don't because all I do is just listening to the beat. You know, I'm listening to the fucking the like the skeleton of the song." And
Yeah.
I guess that's a curse or like maybe a I don't know. I don't know if that's a good thing, but like it's I don't know. I'm more infatuated with how the beats and the songs, the production's made, than the actual final version of it.
Yeah.
And to also add on to this, for example, I don't know if you ever heard of the rapper Money Man, but Money Man came out with a album a couple months ago, dude, that just hit so hard. And I said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm done. I'm making beats now because I'd always thought about doing it. I just never did it. And
Yeah.
his album was like, you know what, dude, screw it. I need to stop being a bitch and I need to start just doing this shit because I was
Yeah.
scared that I wasn't gonna be good. You know what I mean? I was scared that
Right.
I wasn't gonna do well, and I said, "Dude, I'm just gonna do it, bro."
Well,
And
I'm
another
glad
part
you
of it,
listened to that album, man.
yeah, I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate that. I'm glad I listened to it too,
Your instrumentals
dude.
are really good. And like I said at
Yeah,
the beginning of this, if y'all haven't checked out Bonnie Beats, make sure you go check out Bonnie Beats.
hell yeah. Thank you, bro. Yeah, I appreciate that shout out, baby. You won't be disappointed. It's still new account, only 17 subscribers, but that subscriber count goes up. I'm in different chat groups. I'm in different beat making groups. You know what I mean? So I'm networking. I'm collaborating. You know what I mean? Just getting the music out there. And
Yeah.
also another thing, just to add on to it, was also the fact of school. When I ended school in May, I was so used to coming home from work, doing school, and then social life, juggling all that, battling that. And then, when I was done with school, dude, I was like, fuck, I need a project, dude. Like, I want something to do. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I was like, fuck, I'm making these beats. I'm doing this shit. Project, dude. It's a project. You know what I mean? And if I wasn't doing it, like I mean, we'd probably still be doing this podcast, but I wouldn't be sitting here showing Bryce and whoever's watching, how this is done.
Oh, yeah, you would definitely be on the podcast. We'd be talking about something completely different. And it's
You'd be talking
crazy that,
about AI,
like
bro.
yeah, it's crazy that I had like this vision in mind for, what I wanted my podcast to be. Like, I wanted to have like my friends and my people that I care about, like, and just like talk about stuff that they're passionate about and just, be a platform where people aren't afraid to talk and like have a voice and can like, you know, I was gonna have a bunch of people on, but also I had this vision in my mind, like, I want this like cool intro song, and I want this like cool logo, and I want this, and this is the type of people that I want to have on. So I
Hell
mean,
yeah.
everything just kind of lined up perfectly for me to have you on and us to do this together, and you be able to, express something that you're so passionate about, and people get a glimpse of that, and the work that goes into making a song and or making a beat and all that. So
Hell yeah, bro. No, I appreciate that, dude. I mean, dude, we go back a long time, bro, and I fucking I'm trying to see you again soon, but like, dude, like, hey, I got you, baby. You know what I mean? You did the
yeah,
same thing for me. You did the same thing for me when I was doing YouTube back in the day. So, like you supported me, I'm gonna support you, bro.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Hell
Thank
yeah,
you.
baby. So I added the harmonica, right? And sometimes
Yep.
things don't work. Things don't always work. Things don't always add up. And that's a big thing when making beats. Just like real life. Everything's troubleshooting. It's trial and tribulation. It's seeing what fits and what doesn't. So for example, this is where the banjo starts with the rest of the beat. I moved some of these beats down in case we need to add the layer of this harmonica to the banjo and stuff because it doesn't sound fully right all the time when you have one instrument come in and then all of a sudden it just stops, right? So what we're gonna
Hmm.
do is we're gonna see how this sounds as an intro, and we're gonna try to troubleshoot and see what we can do here. All right?
All right.
All right. So as we can see with this melody here, right, it has a little couple gaps. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to slice this up, and we're gonna try to make this sound a little bit more smoother and less gappy, right? And how we're gonna do that is by doing some surgical things here. As you just saw, I'm trimming it. So right. So we want that to go right into that loop. We want it to go right into it. We don't want any stops. We don't want any pauses. We just want it to go right into it. So let's get this up. Perfect. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna move everything because there is a little gap, but that's fine. That's normal. That happens. So we're gonna move everything more this way. So I just highlighted everything. We're gonna move it this way. So let's see how this sounds. Right? Sounds weird, right? So we need to
Yeah.
add it up. We need to make sure it adds in, it smoothly adds in. So we're gonna remove the banjo, put this up for organization purposes, and we're gonna put the banjo down here. We're gonna make sure that fits perfectly. When it says purple like that, that means you're lining everything up, right? That means everything's
Okay.
lined up perfectly. So let's see. We want the harmonica fit in with everything. So now we're adding an extra layer, right? So we have the harmonica, the banjo, and we have the fiddle. So let's see how this sounds. I'm going to mute the hi-hat and the snare for educational purposes, and just to make sure this sounds right. Hold on. Hold on. I need to listen to this more. Give me 1 second. We are going to measure all this. So we're going to copy this. We're going to copy this. See how this sounds. Because I want all this to sound perfect. Now, if it doesn't, because this is a very short melody. See how like it kind of stops off here?
Yeah.
Yeah, melodies need to be a little bit longer than that. So let's just shorten everything here. Sometimes less is more, right? That's what everyone always says in life. Less is more,
Yeah.
right? Less is the best. So let's move everything and let's just see how this sounds, right? Trial and tribulation here. Okay, hold on.
No, I think the banjo and the harmonica, there's a couple highs there where they're just hitting the highs at the same time. They're
Yep.
just
So
I
this is
think
what
they're
we're going to do
crossing
here,
over too much.
right? So this is what we're going to do. So the harmonica at one point, so the harmonica needs to be kind of tilted down. So we're going to pitch the harmonica down a little bit, right? So this is how the harmonica sounded originally. So we're going to pitch it down a little bit. Pitch down. Perfect. And what we're going to do here is at these specific patterns, right, we're going to turn it down. Sometimes turning down is a good thing because at one point we want the banjo to be kind of like the main sound, and we
Right.
just want the harmonica to be like the background because the harmonica is gonna be the instrument, and that sometimes that's good for bridges and stuff like that. So let's see how this sounds right here. So this is 0. That means this is at full sound. I pitched it down just a little bit. Let's see how this sounds. I'll even put it to 5 because we really want that banjo to really hit at the right time. And even if this harmonica doesn't work out, we can always change it up. All right, so hold on. I'd still also need to add it to everything over here, right? So we have to move all this down. This is all going to move down like this, and then it's all right. It's going to look a little confusing, but that's okay. These are different patterns and whatnot. We are just trying to make everything fit. Yeah, it doesn't sound like it's fitting well, right? So that's
Yeah.
normal. That happens. And my biggest reason why I think that's occurring is based on this melody. So I'm going to do a lot of Control Z's here real quick because I want to get back to where we were originally, right? So this is what the problem was. The problem was this melody. So notice how like they have this quick stop here. Most melodies are supposed to be that 1, 2, 3, 4 little beat pattern. This one's a little slow. This one's a little small. You know what I mean? And sometimes it just doesn't work. You know what I mean? This might not be a harmonica. That's good. And I'm also not that experienced enough to where I'm able to do this downpouring right now. Can you hear the rain?
No. Oh, a
No?
little bit.
Dude,
Now
it's
I can.
downpouring, bro.
Oh man.
Is it bad? Are you able to hear that?
No, I can't. It sounds good.
Oh,
It
good.
sounds good.
All right, perfect. All right.
Hey,
So
Connor,
let's
I think that this might be actually a good point to pause. I know you had a 7:30 out and you pushed it back to 7:45 for me. Um just because we had some technical difficulties and everything. So I'm gonna let you, I know you got something going on tonight, so I'm gonna let you get out of here. Um
dude,
but
I can
y'all are gonna
hey.
actually hear y'all are gonna hear Connor's song on the next podcast episode because I know he's gonna have it done. I have complete confidence in Connor.
Yeah, I get
Amazing
it. I
guy.
get it. Hey, you get rid of me so quick, dude. Come on.
No, dude, you said you had something going on tonight. I don't mind. We
I
can
did.
talk all
I
night,
did.
but
Hey, look, I got no mind trying to. Hey, I got no problem trying to find. I mean, it's raining now. I got no problem trying to find the right harmonica for you, just so we can get this sounding like locked in. I want you to have a smooth beat. You know what I mean? Let's just get the harmonica done, and
yeah.
then we can wrap it up.
Hey,
You know what I
absolutely,
mean?
bro. If you're cool with that, let's
Hey,
do it.
everyone, discredit what Bryce just said. I'm here for the long run. All right, I'm here, baby. All right, you don't gotta worry about nothing. All right, let's make sure this intro sounds good, and then obviously we'll clean this beat up. Outside the podcast. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I got a question for you.
Sure,
So the harmonica beat that you just picked was 120 beats per minute.
sure,
And we're currently running like a 130 beats per minute. And I know you
of
said that
course.
when you import the
Hmm.
sample or whatever that part is there, it will automatically pick up to 130. If you're
Correct.
trying to go with something that's 130, would it be better to find something as close to 130 so you're not stretching it as far like the 128? If we put that in there, even if it's not necessarily the sound that we want, do you think it's going to like flow better? Does that make sense?
It does make sense. Yeah, and I think that's a great question. For example, the harmonica sound that we did originally pick that we were just troubleshooting, this one was 120 BPM, right? So you can see right here, this is this one. So, but you are right. The moment I put it in, it matches whatever BPM I have because you don't want a melody or a beat not matching the BPM or the song or the beat or the instrumental sounds off. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's all just about the fitting. And as I did say, some things fit, some things don't. That this specific melody was too short for this beat. It didn't fit right with everything. Because if you have to change the entire beat up for a melody, in my opinion, something's wrong. You want things to fit and flow perfectly. That's why you troubleshoot. It might be. I've worked with many beats where the sound sounds good, but it just doesn't fit in the pattern. It doesn't fit with the other instruments, or it doesn't fit in the squares. It might be too short. It doesn't add up. You want everything to flow together, kind of like a little river, like a stream. You know what I'm trying to say?
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's a process of elimination. You know what I mean? So that's why we just keep going. We keep finding what we find. Even though that harmonica sounded good, it still was high pitched. Just because the BPM is lower or higher and then it fits doesn't mean the harmonica might be a little too high pitched now. Now we can always go in and pitch it down, but we want things to flow. Like for example, when I put this in, right, and I before I stretch it out or I chop it up, this loses so much. There's so much more meat for this thing to have, you know what I mean? That we're going to have to go back and adjust everything. We don't want to screw up the main foundation that we've already created. You know what I mean? We want things to appeal to our foundation. There's too much slack here. You know what I mean? And it's going to ruin the rest of our beat, you know? So sometimes, it works, sometimes it doesn't. We just have to go back and find a melody that will fit that, right? Which we will do. You know what I mean? I've never not made a beat where it's never not worked out.
For sure. All right. All
Hell
right.
yeah. Hell yeah. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna keep going. We're gonna see if we can find something, right?
All
See what
right.
we got here.
And I'll let you while you work, I'm gonna introduce back Wilhelm. He just joined onto the podcast.
Oops, sorry. Sorry. All right, hell yeah, bro.
No,
Go
this is
for it, baby.
my buddy Wilhelm. He's currently filling in as co-host on the podcast, but he had some guests come over or I don't know if it was unexpected or what, but he had some guests come over he was entertaining. So I was like, dude, like entertain them, have fun, like don't worry about, just join whenever you can. No problem, no rush. Like podcast obviously doesn't come first. Like he's on here now. And if y'all are joining us and you watched our first episode, original co-host Zay, he had a family emergency. I'm not going to put too much of his business out there or anything like that. I don't know what he wants talked about or not talked about, but if you guys just keep Zay and his family in y'all's prayers, I would really greatly appreciate it. So, all right,
Hell yeah,
What's up,
Wilhelm,
man.
you
gentlemen?
there,
How's
man?
it going? Thanks for having
Race
me.
to say.
Hey, thanks for joining us,
I
man.
know,
We're
dude.
not having
No,
you.
best
You're here,
co-host in the
bro.
world, dude. Showing up. What is it? Hour and a half late. Hour and a half. Is that it?
Bro
No,
was in a
dude, you're
queue,
you're
dude. Yo, was he in a queue, dude? Was he in the
yeah.
queue?
He was. He finally got in. The AI quit holding him out, Connor.
Bro, not the AI, dude. They're
Dude,
getting rid of the
AI
jobs.
got to me, man. It's over, dude.
Oh, Jesus, dude. The AI
No,
DDoSed me like 4 times tonight, dude. I'm screwed.
no, Wilhelm is funny. Connor was talking about how he watched the first episode and he started dying laughing when we were like talking about AI taking over cybersecurity. He's like, I just got my master's degree in
Wow.
cybersecurity.
So I
I
bet.
was like, oh damn. But he
Dude,
assured me that they have to handhold AI through every process it makes in cybersecurity right now. Like it's nowhere near being able to take people's jobs. So AI is not really, it's not developed to think for itself or to troubleshoot in a way. Like it can find the issues, but it can't like go out and be like, oh, this is the issue. Let me go ahead and fix it without like,
agreed.
possibly reaching detrimental havoc. So
It's not
just
there
because
yet. It's
it's
not there
basically
yet.
programmed to just keep things in line more than it is to advance or anything like that. So
Yeah, as a tool, I think it's going to vastly evolve, though, coming up here soon. At least is the
yeah,
inkling that I have with it.
yeah, definitely,
At
definitely.
least what I heard recently was
So
like it's they're kind of like bleeding it out to the masses, and then they're gonna really buckle it down. And once you get to the point where you're having so many folks or like businesses running their operations with AI or replacing certain employees that they may have been paying 50 grand or 60 grand a year to, it's like that then the AI companies will start charging that amount for their systems. And at what point then too will
yeah,
what type of AI systems will be available for the common man or woman? So,
right. Yeah. Let's hope it doesn't come to that. Let's hope that we can kind of, start appreciating humans and their worth and skill
right. So
versus,
actually, that's an excellent
you know,
point. The
convenience
what
and
kind of took so long is well, my neighbors came over and they brought their young daughter over and we just had a batch of ducklings that were taken care of. Our ducks had babies, so the young girl wanted to hang out with the ducklings, and we all got to talking and had a couple of beers. You know how it is. But then my sister's friend showed up too, and unfortunately, her name kind of escaped me. It's kind of a goofy name, but we got to talking about some pretty revolutionary things, and then she's like, "I got to call this guy named Chris Collins right now and get you on the phone with him," which kind of like put me a little aback. 'Cause usually I'm kind of like I was like all fixing a tractor and things and just working on projects, and then next thing you know, I'm on this phone call with this guy Chris, and he was hammering those all the points that you just said about like humanity and um, what we need to do to come together for this and all of it. And he's working on a lot of really epic systems. We're talking in the realm of sustainable housing, and renewable energy. Really crazy radical stuff, man. He was telling me about these batteries that he's working with the
yeah.
company making graphite batteries out of like 100% trash that outlast lithium batteries. Dude,
Oh
I'm
wow.
serious, dude. This conversation I just had was just like, holy smokes, man. And I know,
Dude,
dude, he's
that's
down
awesome.
in Illinois. So it's only like a stone throw away from where I'm at. So there might be some sort of collaboration. And I'm talk about having another guest on the podcast, man. I know you're trying to keep it kind of local and friends,
Yeah.
but this could be like spreading the word of these other type of ideas that we're talking about here.
Yeah, for sure. Whoever and whatever. I'm not opposed to anything. But hey, so I told Wilhelm the other day, Connor, that I was gonna have you on because I wanted to kind of have you make that beat for us and everything for the intro. Kind of give him a little background and everything. But
Hell
if
yeah.
you don't mind, I wanna. Can you play the beat real quick
Yeah,
for him?
play it. I want to hear it. I want
Yeah,
to hear it.
let's do it, man. I got you, my boy. Hey, let me fucking. I stopped sharing my screen just for like just for
Yeah.
conversation purposes. Let me yeah, let me get that started, baby. I'll let you take a look, guys. It is downpouring over
Oh
here in Massachusetts right now. I don't know if you guys can hear this rain. Is this bad for you
no,
guys
I
right now? Can
can't.
you
But
hear
that's
this?
epic. That is epic.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I can. Let me put my screen. It is pouring out. I don't know if you guys can. Oh, never mind.
Oh,
But
what are
the
you doing?
calendar show. Oh, the calendar.
What are you
It's
doing?
the
What are
calendar,
you doing?
guys. I'm showing you guys my schedule. Nothing on the calendar. I'm free. I'm free, guys. Dude, it is absolutely tsunamiing over here, dude. Holy shit. Oh my god. Can you guys see my screen? I mean, you guys can
Yeah.
see my FL3. Can you guys see my? Oh
Wow,
my
I
god,
heard
it's
that.
thundering
I heard
now.
that.
Can you hear
Oh,
the
I heard.
thunder?
Yeah, I heard the thunder. I heard the thunder.
Hey, add it to the beat, baby. Add that shit to the
Yeah,
beat,
dude.
you
Oh,
dig?
dude, when the thunder rolls, Garth Brooks. Let's go.
When the thunder rolls, oh man. So okay, so this is what we're gonna do here. Let's get back with the banjo here. So this is what I had originally. What we're trying to do, brother, is we're trying to add a little harmonica for Bryce, right? He wants a little harmonica in the beginning, and I want to layer that within this beat. I did this beat, just the other day because he told me what he kind of wanted. But I made like a little sample. Obviously, I'm just kind of showing the podcast and the viewers like what's going on, like the theatrics of FL Studio and how to make beats and how I do it, like at the entry level that
Yeah.
I'm doing it at. But obviously, I'm gonna clean it up and make it great for
Hmm.
Bryce. You know what I mean? But this is what I have so far. All right,
I'm ready.
you ready?
That is
What do you think of
awesome,
that?
dude. That's awesome. Did, so
Yeah.
like,
You like
yeah,
that,
man.
dude?
I love it, dude. I love it.
It's not bad, dude. In my opinion, it's a good intro beat. Obviously, things I want to clean up. I want to add some transitions. There's things I
Hmm.
want to do to it. But for an intro to put under like the disclaimer, it's ear candy for the viewer because as I said to Bryce earlier, no one wants to listen to a bunch of words. And I had a podcast myself a couple years ago with some buddies. It was fun, and we would do the same thing. But a lot of people would tell us, like, hey, like it's fun, but like we don't want to listen to 20 seconds of you just talking. So we were like, all right, let's add something to it. So like, we would add like music or like a music intro or something what Bryce wants to do, like adding a little ear candy to the words. And I think that's going to make a lot of viewers happy. That's
Absolutely,
just my
dude.
opinion.
That's awesome, man. So like, obviously, I missed the first part of it, but how are you pulling in the like the banjo and the violin? Like, are you playing those acoustically, or are you pulling those like digitally?
Dude, I am not from the South. I couldn't play the banjo if I
Oh
fucking
yeah.
tried. I do. So like FL Studio has so many different, and as I was telling Bryce, they have so many different like millions, over millions of like free royalty instruments because you can't copyright
Yeah.
a sound. You can't copyright a
Yeah.
noise. You know what I mean? But it's all in this cloud. You know what I mean? Like FL Studio, where you make beats, has this Google, these different instruments, these packs where you can come through and you can click on one and you can go through different instruments and different sounds and you can just figure out what's going on. For example, this pack has different sounds, basses, 808s, snare drums, and you just come in and you build your foundation, you
Okay.
build your beat from all these free sounds that are on here.
Wow.
You know
Yeah.
what I
Right
mean?
on. Right on.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. So really, that's just kind of like the theatrics of it. You know what I mean? Before you came in, or I don't know how long you were in the fucking. I don't know how long you were watching for. I don't know how long you were seeing anything, but we were trying to find a harmonica for Bryce. Bryce wanted instead of the
Yep.
banjo in the beginning. Bryce wanted the
Yep.
harmonica. You know what I mean? And to like kind of start it out. So what we're trying to do, what my next task of this project is to implement a harmonica into this beat to make it fit good with
Okay.
Bryce's
Okay.
wishes.
Yeah. Let's see what's going on.
You know what I
Hey,
mean?
hey, I don't mean to be. I got some daddy duties that I gotta conduct. So I'll be back, but I trust you know what you're doing, Connor, and I trust that Wilhelm can kind of keep
Yeah,
the
Bryce,
conversation rolling.
I got 10 more minutes. So I got 10 more
Okay.
minutes and then I have to go. All right.
All right. I'll be back in 10 minutes to close it down. I gotta get the little dude down to bed. But I will be back. Thank you so much, Connor, for being on this. And next episode, y'all are gonna hear this intro
Heck
song.
yeah.
I got you, brother. Appreciate you, Bryce. Here. Let me, for the next 10 minutes, if
Oh,
you're
dude,
curious,
yeah.
you know what I mean? If you're curious about beats or instruments, you want me to pull up like a recent, yeah, you want me to pull up like a recent beat I made and kind of just show you like a
Please, dude.
legitimately done
I'm
beat I
totally
created?
interested, man. I'm quite a
Uh,
musician myself. So, but I'm definitely more on like
hell
the
yeah, bro.
acoustic side of things. So like, I have a banjo, I've got a mandolin, got the whole harmonica section, guitar, you name it, man. I mean, piano. I'm all about it. I'm all about it, bro.
My man. Hell yeah. That sounds good, bro. Yeah, growing up, I did piano for a few years, and then I did drums for like 7 years, and I've always just been like inclined to music. I've always just liked music, and I was telling Bryce earlier on the podcast, like, like these songs. When I'm listening to the songs, dude, I just listen to the instrumentals, dude. I don't actually listen to the fucking vocals. I
Yep.
just listen to the actual instrumentals. You know what I mean? And my girlfriend will be like, "We'll be listening to a song that we've been listening to," and she's like, "How do you not know the words yet?" I'm like, because I'm too busy listening to the bass drum, baby.
Drop
Like,
that
what are you
bass. Let's go.
You know what I mean? Yeah, baby. So this is a song I created recently, and I actually posted this on my
Nice.
YouTube, and it
Okay.
has over 700 views right now on YouTube, and it's doing very well right now. And again, I just want to say I've only been doing this for a few months, but seeing those types of views on these beats, and I've only been doing it for such a short amount of
I did.
time. 700 people is a lot of people, dude. You know what I mean? So it makes me feel good waking up seeing
Yep.
those different types of metrics. Feel me? So this is what
Yeah,
like
I
a
do.
done beat looks like. See all the layers on this thing? So many different layers. Different layers, dude. You have your fucking melody, you have your snare drums, your hi-hats, your small little I have my little transitions. You have like your other little ear candy sounds.
I
This is
do.
what a
Yeah.
full done beat looks like. You know what I mean? From my point of view, I'm not Metro
No,
Boomin,
I
I'm not
get it,
no
man. No,
DJ Mustard.
I played around with
but
Audacity to
uh,
know enough to
yeah,
look at that and be like, yeah, no, I get it. You're putting the tracks on, you're layering it. It takes a lot of time, dude. It could
you
take
can
like
see
8
it.
hours just to
You can
chisel
see it.
something out like that. Uh,
No, I appreciate that. It's really good talking to people who understand music, bro. Like my friends and my family, they're good people, but they're not creative. The most creative thing a lot of them have done
oh,
is
dude,
just
I
stack
mean,
beer
I'm
cans
all
up
about that
and
too.
drank
But
them. You know what I mean?
yeah,
That's so the
let's
most
create something, let's
creative.
build something, let's make some music, man.
Oh yeah, baby, right here, baby. Let's make some music, baby. So like you said you were
Okay.
inclined with the
Yeah,
piano. I think you would appreciate this beat. Ready?
it's coming through clear.
Yeah. All right. You can hear that? Perfect.
Yeah. Mm. Huh. Yeah. Hanging out with Connor and Bryce. Don't think twice. Oh no, dude. I
Yo.
was rapping, man. Let's
Huh?
go.
What's up? Oh, my bad, my bad, my bad. Oh, no, no, hey, I'm gonna set
All
you
right,
back up.
yeah,
No,
let
no,
it
hey,
run,
I'm
let
gonna,
it
I'm gonna set you
run.
back up. Ready? I'm gonna set you back up. I'm gonna set you back up. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
That's awesome, dude. That's
I mean,
great.
that's
No,
basically the
I
gist of
was
it,
like on
brother.
a
I mean, that's
mental
it.
journey, and just like totally feeling it. It seemed like
Mm.
traversing the galaxy, Uh, I love it, man. I'm all about just like
Oh,
a
dude.
nice
Oh,
beat,
man.
even like a
100%.
slow, steady beat, and then yeah, layering it with like all the instrumentals. Very good, very
Yeah,
good.
I appreciate that, dude. Thank you, bro. No, like honest opinion. Like you be critical, feedback, things you
Oh,
didn't
for sure.
like
I
on it. You know what
honestly
I mean?
I
Like
can't
that's what I
even
look
think of
for. You know what I
anything
mean?
critical to say. Um, well, what's your YouTube page?
Yeah.
Where can I find you at?
Yeah, of course, bro. So my handle is Bonnie Beats. So I have my real name is Connor, but
Yep.
my buddies, my nickname is Bonnie to them. So you can type in Bonnie Beats. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if you can see my thing. It's kind of backwards. I don't know if my
Yeah,
screen's
I'll
big
put it in
enough.
the chat.
I can even
Yeah.
put it in
Okay.
the chat if you want me to. But just type in Bonnie Beats. B-O.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, yeah. I'll throw it in the chat right now. But yeah, Bonnie Beats, baby. Just look that up on YouTube. Something will definitely pop up, just like that. Just put it in the chat. I can always send you the link too. But yeah, 70 subscribers. But dude, like 2 days ago, I had fucking 12 subscribers. So, I don't care about the subscribers. It's just about the people coming back to my videos, dude. Like it's you're setting up a foundation, and you do
Yeah.
stuff like this because you like doing it. And I think the biggest fear that people, I've even had this fear, is that people like scared to put their creative side of their mind out to the public because they're afraid of the fucking feedback. You know what I mean? But personally,
Yeah.
bro, I don't give a rat's ass. You know
I
what I
do.
mean? You hate
I've
it, you hate it.
struggled
You
with
like it,
that
you like
too.
it.
It's
You know what
like
I mean?
I'm with you with like I really don't care what people think, but what I've struggled with is bridging that, like deeply creative, maybe vulnerable essence, and then like putting that out there uh, in general. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you
Yep.
mean.
Oh, dude, for sure. I think once people conquer, like, if you ever have that insecurity yourself, and it's okay to have those fears and those insecurities. That's what makes us human. It's people are scared of being told no. People are scared of being told this doesn't sound good. But you know what, dude? Like, you look at it and you use that feedback to make yourself better. Someone just gonna you can have 40 people that say this is good, but it's that one person that goes, "This is ass." That'll always make you feel worse. I feel like as a society, we're always so used to like looking for the
Yeah.
negatives in our lives, and no matter the positivity behind us, we could have so much positivity behind us, and then like someone will say something bad, and it'll just wreck us. And I would always say, like, just fucking put it out to the world. Put it out. Just put it out, dude. If you like it, you're comfortable with it,
That's
throw it out
excellent.
there. That's what
Yeah,
I
that's
say. That's just
excellent
my
advice.
advice
Yeah,
to
you got to
anyone
start
trying to
somewhere.
put
You know
anything
what
out to
they
the
say?
public.
There's like some person who's like half as good as you or
Yeah,
whatever, already doing it. Like what are you waiting for? You know what I mean?
right, 100%. Yeah, I totally get it, dude. It's just one of those things, baby. So, um, real quick, I got one more thing I want to show you, and then I have to dip out of
Copy
here. I
that.
have a party. I get some people I got to go see. Since we're on the subject of music, and I know Bryce wanted me on for the podcast to kind of show a couple of
Yep,
things. I know he's doing some
I
dad
can.
stuff right now.
Yeah,
Can you still see my screen? Perfect.
please.
Can I show you my favorite beat that I
Yeah,
made?
please. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, let's get it. Let's
Yeah,
hear it.
perfect. Yeah, good. You sure? So, all right. So this is my favorite beat that I made. All right, one of my favorites right now, and it didn't do as good as I thought I was going to do. But again, I'm still new to this, and I'm acclimating differently. Different videos are getting different views, and I enjoy that. But this is my favorite
Yeah, man.
beat that I posted right here. All right, yeah. Let me show this to you.
Did you do the filming?
No, I just fucking copied and pasted it.
Okay.
Well, I added different effects. I added different effects so I didn't get copyrighted, but like I took it for eye candy. Like I took different clips from different videos of Little Uzi Vert just for like people who are
Yeah.
listening to the beat. They also have like some eye candy too. But I adjusted it and I added different filters to
Copy
it so I
that,
didn't get
bro. Let's see
copyrighted. You
it.
know what I mean?
Let it run, man.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's just basically the essentials behind that one, dude. But yeah, that one's my favorite one so far. I don't know why. I don't know. I just kind of like.
Yeah, very good, dude. It's like
I like the
it's
aspect of that
something I
one,
would put
brother.
on just to vibe with, make coffee in the morning, like, dude.
Yeah, hell yeah, a little
Mm-hmm.
coffee, little wake up, little fucking morning
No, I
wake up.
love beats, dude. I love beats, man. I
Yeah,
love
bro, a little
like I'll put
5 hour
a
energy.
lo-fi playlist on and just vibe and
Hell
jam
yeah.
out, you know what I mean? Or like mixes, like folks who put together like mixes of all sorts of
Yeah.
beats. And yeah, dude, so I'm into it, man. That's awesome.
Yep.
And dude, and if it brings you
Hell yeah,
joy,
bro. No,
man,
I
that's what it's all
appreciate that,
about. Like
dude.
I've been really wanting to touch back in with music on my end. I've been just so gosh darn busy over here, life hits like when like once you hit 30 and then like it's just like
Get
okay,
it.
all these other like a
I
lot of
get
my
it.
20s was just spent, playing guitar and hanging out with friends and jamming. And it's just like I know, man. I want to get back into it, and I
Nothing
was
wrong
having a
with
few
that.
conversations recently where it's just like music is the most healing thing you can do for yourself. And then when
100%. 100%. That's why
yeah,
some of
man,
the best hits have been made through
touching
via
base with
emotions.
humanity
You know what I
and
mean?
hit
Isn't that
striking that
crazy?
chord. Yeah.
Touch the heartstrings. Hell yeah, baby. No, I get it, dude. I'm
Oh yeah.
28. Done a lot of shit in my life, but like fucking,
It is,
I don't know.
man.
Music is
Yeah.
just fun, dude. Fun. Closing on a 30. I get it. I heard it
Dude,
fucking
live it
sucks. I
up while
heard when
you
you
can,
turn 30. I
brother.
heard your dude. I heard once you. I heard once you hit 30, your
Yeah.
lumbar spine kind of breaks out for a little bit. You know what I mean? You start feeling pain in your lumbar spine.
Yeah,
That's what I've
it's
been
no joke.
told, baby.
It's no
Yeah,
joke.
Bryce. Yeah, Bryce knows
Dude,
about
he's
that.
like
He's like
38, dude.
Bryce is
He's
like
like in
38.
his 60-year-old
He
body,
knows about
dude.
that.
Not
I heard
quite.
when you
Oh,
have a dad. I heard when you have a dad, you get instant dad
Dude,
strength, and your
are you
fucking
wearing the
cervical
dad
spine
shoes,
just your neck
Bryce? You
starts
got the
hurting.
dad shoes on? And New Balance, dude, and the high socks, bro,
The
out there in
fucking New
Connecticut.
Balance. The
um,
New Balance.
they're on clouds, and I thought they looked really nice, but
Dude,
apparently
you
they
sold
are dad
out,
shoes. I've
man.
been multiple multiple confirmed witnesses. But I got some like I
Oh
got some
God, no,
Crocs.
dude.
Oh no, I just said Crocs.
It did, dude.
That
Oh
probably
man, I
just
made a lot of
dadded me
bad
even
decisions in
more.
my life, but buying a pair of Crocs is not one of them. So,
Uh, you know, my
I'm a
little
hey dude
brothers
guy.
actually has some Crocs, and they they were the ones that kind of I put on their Crocs one time, and I was like, "Hey, these are kind of convenient. Just slide them on your feet. They're like flip flops that actually
I
cover your feet up. Like these are
whatever you say,
nice."
yeah, you're in
Maybe
dad
that's
mode,
what
man. You're in
dad
dad
is.
mode.
I'm here. I'm here.
But hey, guys, to add on to that, I prefer hey dudes. That's
All right,
my
brother.
thing. But also, hey, I have to dip out of here.
Yeah,
Bryce, thanks for having me on it, dude. And I know
dude.
we had a couple of like hiccups with the audio and the
No,
Wi-Fi at the beginning,
yeah,
but I hope you get a solid I hope you get some solid content out of this. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I knew going into this, I knew we weren't gonna, I knew we weren't gonna finish the whole beat, but I wanted to, I wanted to show what was going on. I wanted to show what the meat and potatoes of this. So,
yeah,
I'll definitely finish it up. You and me can meet if you want to. Me and you can do something like this, like off the podcast, and just finish up that intro. You know what I mean?
for sure.
Just shoot me text what you want. I'll make it work by myself. Then I'll send you stuff. You know what I mean? And we're just gonna keep on keeping on. You know what I mean? I'm gonna get that done for you.
Oh yeah, man. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Hell yeah, Bryce. Hey, brother, thanks for having me on. But I gotta
All
go
right,
to a
peace
point. I
out,
gotta go
Connor. It was
drink.
good meeting you,
All
man.
right.
Yeah, man. Have
I gotta
fun.
go
Enjoy
do some
yourself.
stuff. Hell yeah, brother. Well,
Be
hey, it
safe
was
on
good to
the
All right,
see
tricky
you, bro.
drive.
It's good to meet you, bro. Hey, we'll be speaking soon, boys.
All right, man. Take it easy.
Later.
cool. I'm gonna send you my YouTube page, and you should check it out. I got some jams on there, and I was gonna ask Connor too if he has a SoundCloud or not. Too. It doesn't sound like he does, but yeah, I could send you my SoundCloud too, and take a listen,
I'm not
bro.
sure.
That's one thing I didn't bring up in the last podcast is
Yeah,
when you were asking like where has your journey taken you, and part of it was when I dropped out of engineering school. The major decision that I made for my life was that wanted to I want to be an artist, and basically I am an artist, and to live an artist lifestyle is kind of tricky. It definitely is tricky, and you get beat down a lot trying to bring your creations out. But and a lot of that was with music. So a lot of time over this last decade, if not 15 years, has been spent actually playing playing music with a lot of people and by myself in those really dark and lonely hours, and really finding peace in there. And that's what, Connor and I were talking about is like music is just really healing. And I can only encourage anybody out there listening, follow if you got the spirit, if you have the flow, just follow it and do it up while you're young and really crystallize it and get it in. Pick up that guitar and start playing, or pick up that drum and start playing, and find some friends and make it happen. Right,
Or you can even
exactly.
do it the
Yeah,
Connor route
absolutely.
and get on the beat labs and cook up some beat if that's what you enjoy doing. Yeah. So I think that's a good way to close it out with that positive message. And just like I mentioned before, I'll mention it again. Just keep
Yeah.
Zay and his family and y'all's
Yeah. Peace
thoughts and
out.
prayers. Good night. Love y'all.